Hello, staff.
Adobe staff. It's the
Staff.
first time we've ever
Staff.
worn Adobe uniform at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the yippee end of year wrap. It's
100%.
session 1 or session 2? This is session 2, isn't it?
2.
Yeah, wasn't quite sure which one it was, but then I saw it was session 2. So welcome, y'all. Welcome, y'all, to the final session of the year. We hear that all the time, you see, because we work with Americans quite a lot. Hey, y'all.
All of
Welcome,
y'all. All of y'all.
All y'all. Yeah, welcome to the end of year wrap theme 2. This is a nice one. This one's cool. It's really good fun. Not that the other song could.
Yeah, the other one, not so much. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is very much more like this is the end of year. Let's just have a load of fun. So that one's good fun. Right. What do we need to know, Mr. Jones? Give us 1, 2, 3.
All right, guys. Well, if you haven't joined us before and this is your very first live lesson, well, welcome. It's our last one of the year. But if we're going too fast for you, pause us if you like. We are going to be doing things twice. I'm on the iPad. Dom's on the browser, as per usual. But you can pause and restart whenever it suits you. Rule number 2, at about 4 p.m. this afternoon, Dom will be emailing all of you teachers, all of y'all teachers that have registered for this. And we're going to stop saying that now because it's terrible grammar. Right. Dom is going to be emailing all of you teachers that are registered for the session with a certificate for every one of the children that have taken part. So make sure that you are registered, otherwise you won't get that email and that'll be sad. So you can register by going to adobe.ly/live lessons. And another reason to get registered is that on that email, you'll have more information about the Express School Challenge. And that is a way that you can earn loads of cool free prizes, swag, and even earn yourself a pizza party in school.
Better be quick about that, I suppose.
Yes, and you could earn it now and have the party in September. That's totally possible.
Yeah, cash it in then. But how how many more weeks has your daughter got? Mine has got another week after this.
Yeah, one full week left.
Yeah,
finishing next Friday. Yeah,
finishing next Friday. So the sort of is time you could.
Yeah,
you probably could sneak a pizza party in there as long as you get your evidence through pretty sharpish.
Yeah,
but yeah. Don't let us put you off. That would be a great way to end the year.
So make sure you're registered, otherwise you won't get that information.
Yes, that's true. How do you register? You go here, adobe.ly/live lessons. Do it. If you're not done it now, get it done. Okay, right. Let's have a look at what we're doing today. Yippee. And then let's get, what do we need? Small title. There you go. Oh.
Here we go.
There we go. Right. So if you need the short link, it's adobe.ly/25wrap2. If you're on an iPad, then you can use your camera app, open that up, hover it over that QR code, which is just on the right-hand side there, and it will take you through to this page.
Hey,
okay.
Dom,
yes.
We haven't asked. Let us know who's joining us. Let us know who's joining us on our last live lesson. Pop a comment in the comments on YouTube. Or if you're not logged into YouTube Teachers, you could click on the StreamYard link that Dom sent you, and you can put comments there. Or you could even email Dom, and he'll get your comments up on screen, because that's the kind of guy he is. Let us know what you're doing this week. Have you got any fun stuff lined up for next week? Let us know, and we'll get your shout-outs in on the comments.
Yes. Beautiful. Right. Activity 1, here comes the summer graphic design. This one's a good one. I really like this one. It's a lot of fun. We're going to create a piece of artwork. We're going to use the remove background feature, create a color splash effect using the amazing colored filters in Adobe Express. I feel like it's going to be a very heavy duotone filter day today. It's a duotone day. And then add some striking typography and textured overlays and maybe a little bokeh. Maybe a little bokeh. That's what he'll do. This guy will do some bokeh.
Right, I'm not doing that now. Not doing it now. Not doing this now.
Right. Right. Well, let's go through to here. Now, you may be thinking, wow, I haven't been on Express for a week or two, and this is completely new. Well, this is a new homepage. It's completely new. And everything that you normally see is already here. It just might be in a slightly different place than what you're used to. But if you go to the plus over here, you'll always find everything. Everything will always be here. Now, for this first one, we can do... well, I was going to do create a poster, but I'm not going to actually.
No.
I'm going to go to the plus up here, and I'm going to go to the landscape.
Landscape.
Yeah, landscape, 16 by 9.
Lovely.
Okay. Now, it's got all sorts of madness going on here. Let's get rid of it all. And let's go. What am I going to call it? Summer splash. I'll call it that. Summer splash. There we go. Summer splash. Nice. Okay, it's going to rename. Oh, I've already got one called Summer Splash. Have I? Well, thank you for letting me know, Express. That's wonderful. Summer Splash 2. There we go. I didn't know I'd call it Summer Splash. Right. Now, this is going to be a piece of artwork, but the whole point being, this is something that you should be looking forward to doing this summer. It could be riding your bike. It could be going for a swim. It could be going to the beach. It could be, I don't know, like, well, what else do people do? Play snooker? I don't know. What do people do in the summer? You'll have your own things. I got mine. Hey, in a week on Friday, I'm going to Portugal, and I'm going to be busting out the surfboard. So,
you're showing off. Showing off, that is. Come on.
Showing off. That's fine. I'm going to go to media. I'm going to go to photos.
What are you going to search for?
Surfing.
Surfing.
Yeah. So the thing with this is that you kind of want something where the subject or the person in it, I suppose, is relatively big, because you're going to be removing the background and stuff like that. So, I mean, that one's not bad. Don't mind that. That one, what's that like? Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's not bad. I mean, someone's foiling. Who is a foiler? But this one, I think, that's the pièce de résistance. That one's good. Now, I've obviously got 4 different things in here, so I'm just going to select them in my layers, delete, select, delete, select, delete. And now I've just got this one left. Now, you could do set as background, but that would not be my plan. My plan is to get it into the corner, and get into the corner. Now, I even might make it slightly bigger. So I'm going to use 2 fingers on my trackpad to zoom out here, and then because I think I probably want this young buck here to be.
And you do have text as well, don't we? So we need to think about where text. Keep some space for text.
Keep some space for text. Yeah. So I'm kind of thinking some text is going to be in the kind of sky here. So maybe I could even put them over this side. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. Maybe a little up a little further, but yeah, somewhere around about there. So that's going to be 1. So should we just do 1?
Yeah.
You do your 1? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So here we go. Yep. So it's just. So I think the main thing is find something that you like, get a picture of it, but you're also thinking that you want a very simple subject in the middle.
Yeah. So we're going to be making the background black and white. So obviously, don't pick something where the background's already kind of just plain white. Otherwise, it won't be obvious what you've done. Right, so here we go. We're going to go tap on the old get started dot up there. It's on the left-hand corner. Oh, it's not showing on my screen. Why is this? Why isn't it doing that?
Is it already done it on yours? Oh, there we go.
There it is.
Laggy.
Very laggy. That was about half a minute lag. There we go. Let's see. Landscape. Okay, that's better. Right. So here we go. So we got a landscape canvas. Don't want this templates thing. Go away. I'm going to go into media and photos and search.
What kind of things do you like to do in the summer, Meredith Jones?
I like to relax, recharge, reflect on the earth and start thinking ahead. That's the kind of thing I like to do.
Nice, good answer.
Right, I tell you what I do like to do is I'm kind of we like eating outside, that kind of thing. I'm just salad. I'm a salad.
Al fresco.
Yeah.
Oh, I love a bit of al fresco, me.
Yeah, because usually I eat lunch al desco, so it's nice in the summer. Al fresco.
Al Desco. I never heard that before. That is good. I'm going to use it.
That's how I dine usually. I'm dining al
Yeah,
desco,
Al Desco.
which is a
Al
terrible
Desco.
idea. It's bad. Don't get
It
it.
is.
Anyway, right. So what about something like some salad? I don't know. Is this expressed in
Salad.
any kind of clue what I'm talking about here? This is what I'm talking about, like having, a salad outside. Yeah,
What do you put like eating outside and get some pictures of humans?
Could do, couldn't I? Yeah, all right. So, what should I put down? Dining
Yeah,
outside.
dining garden maybe or something.
Yeah.
Outside, yeah.
What would I do? Like a just yeah, I would do like no, 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 no.
I don't know. Yeah.
Garden party.
Picnic. Why do you do picnic?
Picnic. Yeah, well, picnic would be good. Yeah, you're right. I'll do picnic.
Picnica.
Picnic. Right. This is good. This is promising. Yeah.
Yes.
Good. This is good. Now then.
Oh,
Right. Go with this one here. There we go. There we go. This one here.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. Right. So I'm gonna frame it up now.
Oh.
I'm gonna move it around, resize it a bit, pop that up. I don't mind that I'm losing the top of the bike. Doesn't bother me at all.
Right.
But I don't want to lose the picnic basket because that's going to be my main subject is the actual basket itself. Right, done.
Okay.
Basket, yeah.
Basket. Okay. Right. Okay. So I've got my dude here. So what I want to do here is now I've kind of you can see the bounding box for the image. I'm kind of choosing exactly what I've got here. But what I want to do here is I want to go to 3 dots and duplicate. Now, I've been given an exact copy of this, but what I want to do is make sure, look at that. You see every single pink line on the face of the earth is now highlighted, which means that is absolutely slap bang on top of of the image behind it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I'm making sense there, aren't I?
Yes, absolutely.
Because if I took it off to the side, you see, like, well, it would be horizontally lined up, but it wouldn't be vertically lined up too until there we go. Right, so I've got that one. And now what I'm going to do is, let me zoom in a little, is I'm going to remove the background because all I want is Surfer Boy. That's all I want. So I'm going to remove the background. Click on the dog. So you have to have it selected and you have to make sure it's the top one. Nice. Now this man here is now, you can see, woo.
Oh.
But I'm gonna go back to make sure he goes right on top.
Yeah.
Now, shall I color the first one in, or shall I do these duplications now? Do you think?
Yeah, you go another step. Yeah.
Go another step. Okay, fine. Well, so what I'm going to do is, you can see in my layer stack over here, if I just zoom in, you can see I've got the image in the background, and then I've got just the cutouts because I removed the background of the surfer. Cool. So what I'm going to do, it does this when I don't zoom in the right area. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Right. So now what I've got is I've got my surfer, and I'm going to go to effects, and I've got all sorts of effects here, like duotone. Ooh. I told you it might be a duotone day. Ooh, magenta, tangerine, cobalt, violet. Ooh, the violet one's cool, actually. I like that. Now that I've done that, I'm going to go to making sure that I'm definitely on this top layer, which just the surfer in there. I can go to 3 dots and duplicate. And now I get a second cipher, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what I could do is I could go back into my effects and I could view all my tones. And maybe I choose a different one now. Tangerine, lagoon, lemon. Oh, the lemon one. Kind of like that. Blush. Limon. Actually, the blush one's cool. Now that I've done that, I can go 3 dots and duplicate. And what you'll see is every time it's duplicating it, it's moving it down and to the right, down and to the right every time. So if you just press duplicate, it will kind of give you this kind of shutter effect. where it just kind of goes down the line, and you don't have to be kind of moving around the object because it's doing exactly the same kind of down and right movements every single time. So I'm going to go into effects, and maybe I'll go to view all again. And you see, you can just choose some of the presets, for example. Now they're cool. I like them, but you could also go custom, and you can flip them around. Ooh,
oh my gosh.
nice. Or the shadows. Maybe the shadows need to be less dark, and maybe the highlights could be a bit lighter. I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Kind of like that. That's cool. So every time you do it, you're just going to go 3 dots, duplicate, and then I'm going to change the color on it. Sunbath. Oh, that's cool. That's a nice one, actually. Portrait. Yeah, nice. So there you go. That's a little bit of techers for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove myself, and I'm going to see what MJ is going to do.
All right, okay. So here's my image. I've only got one of them. So first thing I'm going to do is duplicate it. So I'm going to tap on this. Now, earlier on today, the duplicate button wasn't working on the iPad. So I'm going to try it again.
What?
3 dots, duplicate. Yeah, no, it wasn't doing anything at all.
Right.
Yeah, it's a bit funny, isn't it? So what I had to do earlier was just to do 3 dots copy and then 3 dots paste, which is basically what duplicate is.
Right.
So, yeah, on the iPad, I had to do that, and I still do. So there we go. Right, now then. What I want to do is, I'm gonna do things slightly different to Dom. I'm not resizing it. I'm definitely not going to the corner handles and changing the shape of this, but I am going to crop down to the bit that I want to keep, which is the box with what's in there? Newspaper. Yeah, there's a newspaper in there and some flowers. It's a very strange picnic. A bottle of wine. Oh dear me. A lot of flowers in this picnic. Anyway, right. So I've got basically that cut down. That's going to be the bit I want. Okay. So let's tap on the bit that's in the background now, the big picture, and let's make this black and white because we want to get this kind of vintagey feel with just the one centerpiece in color. That's the kind of effect we're going for. So choose the one in the back, and we're going to go to effects. And in the filters, right, these are brand new in Express, the photo filters. So you can see it right at the top. It says filters, and I'm going to tap on view all. And what you've got there, if you scroll down, you've got a black and white.
Really good ones.
Yeah, you've got a black and white section. These are really cool. Okay, they don't all do the same, which is nice. So if you click on, this is the first one. This is called bright black and white. Standard, matte, sepia is cool. And then you've got noir. That's very cool as well.
Amber dusk is a nice one.
Yeah, and then there's the charcoal as well. So I think I'm going to go with the matte black and white for my background. There we go, like that. And then I'm going to tap on my actual photo, the one that's still in color, and I'm going to remove the background. And hopefully it's going to keep, the colorful stuff, the flowers, the bread, that blue cloth. There we go. Yeah, that's done a great job of that.
Nice.
Now, if it's kind of randomly cut some bits out, it doesn't matter massively. Now, it has kept a bit of the blue bike. You see that?
Yeah.
So that's not going to work for me. So I need to get rid of that. And then there's a bit of a book in the bottom right. I want to get rid of that as well. So I'm going to tap on it in the left-hand corner. Okay? And then it just gives you the quick selection brush. And I'm just going to randomly start scrubbing over the bike. There we go. And it works it out straight away. Oh, you don't want that. And it gets rid of it.
Nice.
Oh, and if it gets rid of a bit that you wanted to keep, like the flowers, like that just did, then you can just tap undo and it'll bring it back. Okay. There we go. I did want to get rid of that, but it seems to be being a bit.
You could use the wrist. You could use the
circle. Yeah. So I could just use the circle brush and just shave that off. But the bit I'm trying to get rid of here is pretty much white anyway, so I don't think it's going to be a big deal that I've still got it. It's fine. So I'm going to hit done. There we go. And now I just want to line this up. Now on the iPad, the way to do this is to just pinch in and really concentrate. Really concentrate on one bit. And now I can just be really careful and just get one bit totally lined up. And I know then, right, that is perfect.
It's bang on. Yeah.
Pinch out. And what you got there is this cool vintage black and white photo with one bit still in color. And if you want the colors to pop even more, go back into effects, into the filters. And this time, instead of the black and white ones, why not go and look for maybe some vibrant filters? Or maybe even some kind of cool retro filters. And oh, that one's really good. That soft pastel one. But, you know, pick something that really kind of brings out the colors on your color splash. I'm happy with that. That's nice.
Yeah, very cool.
Right. What's next, Dom?
Right. Okie dokie. Right. So what you'll see is that I've been messing around a bit with mine. So let me go back. You'll see all the filters that I've just been looking at for the last 5 minutes. Oh, blimey, I'm even tired of myself. I could just go back and say none. That's what I could do. And then none on tones as well. So now in my effects, I've selected none on everything. So this is my background image. Now you have to be careful when you're selecting stuff now. Let me just click here and there we go. Zoom in a bit. You have to be careful when selecting stuff because you have got 1, 2, 3, 4 duplicated images of the surfer on there. So the easiest way to make sure you're selecting the background is to do it in the layer stack. Select that one. Cool. Now, so you can go in here and make sure you're in effects. And then, I mean, you can choose them from here and you can choose different sort of styles and we'll put a tint on it. I actually think if I put no tones, the filters are very cool. So you've got like a vintage filter, cool retro. The sepia one is good as well, although maybe not for this one in particular. I did like the amber dusk one. Now you can go in there and then click the sliders again and then increase the intensity.
Yeah.
And that kind of makes it more dramatic, which is cool. So I'm liking that. I suppose the only thing that I don't like in here is that I don't think my pink one is working very well. I think all the others are working very well, but my pink duplicate one is not working well. So I'm going to select it.
I think you're being hard on yourself there, Dom.
Well, I mean, I appreciate that. Oh, that even just came with the wrong one. Let me go back. I'm looking for, which one am I looking for? Is it this one? No, it's not that one either. So actually, why is this being? Yeah, not that one either. I thought it was on the right one before. I'm sure it was that one. No, it's not that one. Which one? That means it must be the top one. No, it's not even that one. Where are I? It must be the bottom one. It is like a lottery. But anyway, I'm going through and I'm playing with different ones, trying to make sure that the one that I don't particularly like has a little bit of a change on it. Yeah, there you go. That's better. I'm just kind of trying to match up so that everything has a little bit more of, I don't know, a bit more cohesion. But you do have to make sure that you're using your layer stack here. That would be the best way to go about it. Okay, now that we've done that, it's time to get a bit of text on. So let's go to T for text, add your text, and then I'm going to put schools out, exclamation mark, press return, surfs up.
Ah, nice.
Schools out, surfs up. Yeah. So you can see that I've kind of purposefully left this kind of bit of sky going on up here. So I'm going to pop that here, just rotate it ever so it's like to put it on an angle. Now, this text is horrible. So you need to go to edit here. Now, I'm always nervous about text with the king of text on the same live lesson.
Come on.
I never sort of feel like, oh, that was not bad. Oh, that's young. That's come up a few times now. Young. Schools out, surfs up. Yeah, that's kind of nice. Now you could dynamic text it. You could. But I'll keep it as that. That's kind of cool. Regular. Doesn't have anything else in the font family. That's fine. Now, what kind of color should this text be? Well, let's not make it black. You could get the color dropper here, the pipette, as it's known in Command, and you could select that Now you won't be able to see me. I'm going to hover over one of the colors in my one of my surface here, so you could make it into the
lovely.
pink. Yeah, I don't know. I think the purple might be better, or maybe the yellow. I'm going to keep trying different. See what I think. I think the yellow. I think I'm going to go with the yellow, and then for an outline. At the moment, it's got no outline on it whatsoever. Now let me think. The last time I did this, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, we made the fill. We made the fill a different color, we made the fill even no color. School's out, surf's up. I made that a purple, and then you can change the outline thickness.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, not bad. I'm not sure it's really speaking to me right now. Those colors, can't flip them around.
Ooh.
Yeah, not bad. So I'm going to put some text on. Now, we'll flip over because we are going to do some duplication in the same way that we did the surfer, you see. We're going to do some duplication with the text as well. But let's get some real font advice from the real font master and see what he's got going on. Go on, give us some font. Give us some font loving.
All right, so text on the left, and then add your text up the top, and then you need to think about what you're gonna have here. It could be something just here comes summer or summer days. What does that make you think of? Like taking a bike and a picnic to the park. What do you think of that, Dom?
Yeah, I mean, summer does remind me of just on my bike all the time.
Yeah,
you often go to the park.
So maybe I'll do bike days. Days. Okay. What? No. Oh dear me! I just wanted an exclamation mark. Why is that so difficult?
There you go.
All right, there we go. Right. So there it is. Bike days. So can't see it at all at the moment. So I'll actually sort my color out first, I think. So, if you can, as Dom showed you, pick a color that you've got in your image. So I've got that lovely blue. There's like yellow. I might go for the yellow in the flowers. So I'm going to tap here, next to me here on this black square. And I'm going to go, and I'm going to grab the pipette that's up at the top of that little fill panel that just opened up. There we go. And you can see the circle that moves around the screen. And then I can bring it over on top of the yellow. And there we go. That whatever the middle square of the circle is hovering over, it's going to be that exact color. Let it go. And that's applied that to the text. Right. And I am going to put a black outline on this. So I'm just going to bring the outline up. It's chosen a really horrible shade of yellow there. There we go. Right. But this font is dreadful. So let's go scrolling through. So let's just open up the fonts. Let's go down to more fonts here, right at the bottom. And you'll see here that you got English. And you can actually go to any of these languages. It doesn't really matter. But they're kind of a different set of fonts that you won't always see. So, for example, this one here, this Aladdin one is cool. I think it's very cool indeed, in fact.
Nice.
Yeah, it's kind of a bit old schooly,
Aladdin, we'd never seen that one before.
No, I've never seen it before either. And it really goes with that kind of the vibe of that bike and everything. So that's great. Now, maybe this black outline is too much because the everything that I've got in the background is very much kind of shades of grey. So maybe I'll actually pick the darkest grey I've got there. There we go. And it's going to just calm it all down a bit, So there we go. I've got my font and I've got the nice yellow from that flower in the colourful box. And then I've actually used the dark grey as my outline. Right.
Yeah, nice. All righty. Let's get you off and get this one on. Okay, so we've got schools out, surfs up. And now that we've got that text, you want to click it. And exactly what you did with duplicating, you're going to go to 3 dots and duplicate. Now, it's going to give you another piece of text which goes on the top. It's on your layer stack here.
Yeah.
But actually what you want to do is you want to grab that and drag it down in your layer stack so it's behind.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what you want to do is you want to keep the outlines. You want to keep this box here. You want to keep this box. But this fill box here, the purple one in my case, I'm going to select it, and then you can go to swatches, and then the white box with the red strike through. Okie dokie. That means that now there's no inside the letter, and there is only color outside the letter. Now, what you'll probably want to do then is change the color of this outline. So maybe I'm going to change mine, use the dropper tool. I'm going to hover over one of my colors in here, maybe the pink. Something like that. Interesting. Maybe it needs to be a little darker. Yeah, maybe darker is good. Nice. You got schools out, surfs up. So I've done that once. And then in my stack here, I'm going to make sure that the second one is selected, which is the one that I've just modified. And then I'm going to go to 3 dots, duplicate again. Now that has popped out on top. And again, I need to drag it down so it goes right to the bottom of those text layers. And then again here, I'm going to go to the outline color. And then I can choose something different. I mean, it doesn't always have to be something that's in your design already, but I think the blue is pretty good. I quite like that. And all I'm trying to do is kind of get this kind of 3D kind of effect going on. And again, I'll select one of them, the bottom one there, and then I'll go to the 3 dots and I'll duplicate, and then it's gone in again. And then this time I'm going to drag it down as usual to go to the back. And then I'm going to go over to my outline color, and maybe I'll select the kind of green of the wave in the background.
Oh, nice. Oh, that works really nicely.
Yeah, that worked out okay.
Yeah.
Looks a bit busy. Looks a bit busy, but it's okay. There we go. Let's have a little play around with your text then, shall we?
Okie dokie. So I got bike days. So I'm going to tap on bike days, and I'd like to duplicate it. I'd like to click on 3 dots and tap duplicate, but I don't think it's going to do anything. No, it isn't. There we go. So if you're having the same issues as me on the iPad today, maybe you are. So we're just going to tap on the 3 dots, and I'm going to do copy. Tap on the 3 dots again. Paste. There we go. Now it always, when you do this, it'll pop it above. Now, when you duplicate, it just pops it above the layer you had selected. But when you copy and paste, it actually puts it all the way at the top all the time. So every time we do this, I need to bring that in the layer stack over there, all the way over there on the other side of the screen, on the top right-hand corner. I need to bring the new one down underneath any of the text layers, like that. Right. And with this one, I'm just going to swap the fill and the outline color around. And then I'm going to just remove the fill color by tapping on it and choosing no fill. There we go. That's the first one done. Right, now let's duplicate that. So remember, 3 dots copy, 3 dots paste. And it puts it all the way at the top. So let's just bring that. It puts it in the right place on the page, thankfully. But I need to drag it down, and now let's change the color. Now, I do like these recommended colors because it's always stuff that tones in with the colors that you've got. So let's go for one of these. Let's go for this kind of orange color over there. That's nice. Okay, let's do it again. Let's just go 3 dots, copy, 3 dots, paste. Oh, I pressed duplicate. There we go.
Oh.
And bring that down.
Yes.
Okay, and then let's go and see what colors are here. Oh, this is a really nice color. Okay, so the recommended colors are always things that tone with what you've got selected.
Very cool.
Let's express being clever and kind of saying, all right, well, you've got these colors going on. How about something else? There we go. And you can see there that by just using those recommended colors, it's got this really cool kind of graduation from yellow to red. Yeah, and I'm really happy with that. I think it's quite cool.
That's worked out very nicely.
There we go.
Very cool. Right. Okay. Add stage. So we've got our graphic here. Now that you're done, I think it's time to go and put a watermark on there. Would you say, Mr. Jones? By doing a little sketchy sketch.
Well, yes. I
mean, what else? What this is a wrap. Oh, do you know what else I'm going to do here? Tell you what else I'm going to do before we go is I'm going to go to. Am I on this screen? Am I going to?
Yeah.
Okay. Going to go to elements, and I'm going to go across to shapes here, and then I'm going to go to rectangles. That's fine. I can click on any of these that have got a border on it. I'm going to click it, and then I'm going to put it in one corner. I'm going to drag it until it hits the bottom, and then I'm going to use the side handle until it hits the end there. So I'm just making, what I'm going to do is make a lovely kind of border for our piece of art that we've done here. So what do I need to do? I need to make this gray section in the middle disappear. So let's go to the gray fill section. Let's go to swatches and do the white box with the red strike through. Boom.
Yeah. Oh,
and
nice.
Then, yeah. And then I don't think I want to keep it black around the outside. I think I want it to be white. White. And I'm going to click white there, which is cool. And then you've got a bit of chance to play with the border thickness here. Ooh, that's too much. But I think round about there is nice. I think it just makes it look a little bit more arty, I think.
A bit like postcardy. Yeah, I like
that. Yeah, it's like arty, postcardy, something that you would hang up on your wall, which is kind of nice. So I like that. That's very cool. And then once you're done, you can press download here. If you want to download it for printing, PDF prints is probably good, but they're all good enough. That's fine. And then you can also press share, and then Google Classroom, Microsoft Teams, or a view-only link, which is there. All righty. Jonesy?
Yes. Well, you know what I'm going to do? You know, I'm going to go in and dig around some overlays probably. So it's got this kind of vintage vibe going on here, and the colors are kind of a vintagey colors as well, aren't they? Makes you
they are.
The old Kodak logo.
It reminds me of Happy Days.
Yeah. So I'd like something that kind of brings it all together a bit. So I'm going to go to Elements and into the Design Assets. Design Assets. So scroll all the way down, and I'm going to go to the Textures. And under Textures, there is a section called Film. You see
right.
Here. And if you go into View All in there, now you'll see some light leaks and some film burns. They're the more colorful ones. Okay. If you keep scrolling down, you'll come across a section of them. So I'm looking for one that's got quite a lot of kind of reds and yellows in it. So there's one there with the pink and the blue that could be a good contender. I'll just quickly scroll. Anything else that grabs me. So kind of think of, right, which kind of colors would I like here? And then see, are there any of these burns or leaks that kind of give you that vibe? I think that one I passed earlier is the one I'm going to go for. I'm going to go back up to this one here. Okay.
And they can be subtle, can't they? Because you can make them subtle by opacity and screening and multiplying.
Yeah. So I'm going to tap on it. And there we go. It's added it into the middle of my screen. So the first job you got to do then is just kind of, fill your canvas up with it. So let's do that. Now, as it is there, it'll almost always be too strong. Okay. But you can already see this is promising. This looks pretty cool. So what you could do is, what I would do first of all is just tap on opacity here on the left-hand panel. And then I quickly check, right, it does multiply and screen look good. Okay, because anything with colors, multiply and screen is going to help. If it's kind of very black and white, multiply and screen isn't as handy. But that's multiply. It's definitely look at the color over on the left-hand side. It's kind of made the bike a bit more pinky. It's got a bit of yellow on the blanket. And then screen, let's try that. Now that's quite interesting as well. Looks like an old faded photo. So I think I'm going to go with multiply. And I don't need to change the opacity. I think I can leave the opacity all the way up. And it's done something really cool over the text as well. Did you see that?
Yeah. Nice. I like that.
So, and if multiply or screen didn't work, okay, if they happen to not work, put it back on normal, then you would just use the opacity on normal and see what that does for you. Okay? But for me, this time, it was just multiply and leave it alone. And that's me done.
Yeah, nice. That is very cool. I've just done one on mine as well, and it's made a real difference. I love it.
The gravy on the plate, Dom, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just really made a difference over one side. It's really nice. What I had to do was I had to make sure that it was behind my border. If I bring the opacity all the way up, you can see that it's quite pronounced there. But I actually quite like that as well.
It is cool, yeah.
Yeah. You see, that's the normal one. that
Yeah.
he told about, and you can bring the opacity down. But Mr. Jones's ultimate tip was maybe you can use multiplier screen, and they both have on this one. They both have good.
They both
maybe
work.
the multiplier. Yeah, they both work quite nicely. Yeah. Ooh, lovely, nice one. Okay, so make sure that you you can share or download it or whatever you want to do. But it's time for us to move on to activity 2. I'm going to do a bit of letter art, and one of the cool things about this is we're going to use that letter art on the piece of artwork that we've just done.
So don't print it. Don't print it quite yet.
No, don't send it straight to the printer right now, because we're going to be doing stuff with it. So we're going to be using incredible brushes in the Adobe Express Drawing Editor to build a colorful collage, then use the eraser brush to sculpt it into your monogram. Monogram, explain for us, Mr. Jones, go.
I don't know what I was thinking of when I wrote that. I don't know. It's just the first letter of your name, isn't it? I think that's all it is.
Monogram. What is a monogram?
I think it's just
it's like a motif.
Oh, there we go.
Combining by overlapping or combining 2 or more letters.
Oh, so it's not a monogram at all. There we go.
Oh dear. Right.
Well,
anyway,
it's my second language. That's my own.
Well, let me just check what I'm showing. Right. Okay.
Oh, you didn't have to do that, Dom. You didn't have to call me out.
I thought you were right, and I was trying to just get Sorry, that backfired. Anyway, what I'm going to do is get it back to the home page. I thought he was right. And I
thought I was safe. I thought I was safe with mono. Mono means one, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, exactly. Yeah. We're going to go down to create a drawing. This robot dude here, and we're going to give it a click. Now, immediately, it will always give you this square, which is kind of cool. And then you can go over to brushes. Now, I'm going to call this my single monogram. Single monogram.
Oh.
and then, I mean, this is a free for all now, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a complete free for all.
Yeah,
going nuts. So what are we saying here? We're saying that you can basically have a brush, maybe halfway is good. Rainbow twist, kablam! This is in honor of our friend Kyle Webster, who knows all about these things. Squiggle, go crazy, guys! And then scatter. This one's a nice one, everybody. You can just scatter as much as you like, and if you'd like, increase the size of your brush and. Kablam! Kablam. He always used to say that. He used to make us laugh so much.
Yeah.
Art supplies. I mean, I must admit, bouquet pattern. Very nice. Evergreen. Cool. This is where you can get a bit of color in there.
Yeah.
You can switch it up a little bit of red. Maybe I'm going to bring the size right up here. Oh my gosh. That is amazing. That is huge. It is huge. Actually, in dimensions, it is huge. And then leafy group. I mean, we're just playing here. We're just playing.
You just want to fill your whole canvas with stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Go on, Jones. You're great at these things. You have a go.
Okay. Well, I tell you, I'm not going to mess around with any half-size brushes. I'm just going to...
Oh, really? You're going to go straight for the max?
I'm going to blam it up to the max. Totally, yeah. So
kablam!
Slam it up to the max. Right.
Yeah.
So create a drawing with this cool-looking robot. Give him a tap. And, so you could go into... So the multicolor brushes is definitely the first port to call. And then the decorative brushes, then you can choose your own colors and have fun in there. So Express is just getting everything ready for me right now. It's just, going to the cupboard, collecting all the brushes, getting a piece of paper. There we go. It's done. Right. Let's go to brush, top left-hand corner, multicolor. And I'm going to just bring the asterisk brush all the way up to the top. And I'm just going to bloosh that around the place. Cheesy, bit of cheesy.
Oh, that one's great. Which one was that? The asterisk one?
Yeah, and then chrome ribbon, golden cord. I'm not messing around today, Dom. Everything is at full size.
Yeah.
All of it. And I'm not missing a single brush out. I'm literally just going through
Are you really?
one at a time. Magic tube in it. There we go. And then Rainbow Chew in it. Let's have a bit of you. Oh, the Rainbow Chew is awesome. That's my favorite so far.
Oh yeah, no, the asterisk is amazing. I think
Rainbow Row. Oh, Rainbow Surat is cool for filling in gaps.
spiked. I'm gonna go for spiked. Ooh.
Oh, and the Rainbow String is awesome. The Rainbow Twist. There's a lot of rainbow brushes here. Round chain. I'm not sure about this chain, I've got to be honest.
But the decorative, I think, is cool. I really like the decorative.
I haven't been in there at all yet. I've only been on the multicolored stuff. There we go.
Wait till you get on there.
Bit of a squiggle. Woo! And then a star scatter. Wow! Blam. And then a bit of tubular as well. Bloop, 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 bloop. Bloop, 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 bloop.
Blam!
Bluey. All right, that's done. So now I'm going to go over to decorative. Like Dom said, I'm just going to scroll down, choose one of these cool brushes, like lots of hearts, all the way up to the top. Choose a color, tap around. Woo, nice. And then maybe a bit of tulips, maybe some yellow tulips. I'm just going to tap, tap, tap around. These are cool. I really like these.
What are they? Which ones are you on there?
Yeah, the hearts. Lots of hearts.
Yeah.
Maybe a distressed flourish, perhaps. Oh, that's lovely. I like that a lot.
They're cool, aren't they?
There we go. Cool I think I'm done. I think I have enough chaos here. I think.
Whoa! I was only sort of hearing what you were doing. I wasn't actually seeing it. That's surprising.
Surprise.
Right.
Yeah, it's fine, isn't it? It's done.
Get him off. Yeah. Right.
Whoa,
so
wow, look at that.
Yeah. It was loads of fun. You're right, I think. Just got to get the brush up to the max.
Yeah.
It's the only way to do it. Right. Okay. Now, we're going to make an initial here. We're going to make an initial. And the best way for us to do this is, do you know what? I'm not even sure I remember. But I think you can use the eraser, can't you?
Yes.
Or you could use a white. But I'm going to pick the eraser right up to the top. Do I want to do it right up to the top?
No, too big.
500. Let's go about 500. Now, you do have to, there is a skill to this, and it was a skill that I only learned about a week ago. And it is that you can click and drag, and if you hold on your touchpad, it will straighten out lines for you. And if it's a curved line that you've done, it will make it a perfect curve.
Yeah.
You click and you drag, and then you hold until it straightens itself out. So what I want to do here, I mean, did we do a thing where we kind of made it into a block first?
Yeah, I don't think we need to, though, really. I don't
think we necessarily do.
So I think this lesson is going to be better.
Okay. So I think, and also you can make it into a square, can't you? So I think we're going to make it into a square because that's quite useful. Square around about 500. Yeah, that's nice. Now, so what I'm going to do is make this into a D for Dom. And the first thing I want to do is kind of make a straight line down the side for kind of the side of my D. Okay, so I've got my square eraser because I'm in the eraser section here. I've moved the size to around about 500. And then I'm going to click. And then I'm going to pull it down. Now you can see it's not quite going in line, but if I get to the bottom and wait, you see it pops onto a straight line there. Boom, done. That's the first bit of my D for Dom done. Then I'm going to go back to the hard round brush. I'm not sure it actually matters, but what I want to do now is I want to do the curve of the D, which goes all the way around. Okay. So roughly what I'm hoping to do is I'm hoping to start in this corner up here and then go all the way kind of round and round and round. And I want to finish back in the sort of bottom corner there. Now you do have to make sure that you can sort of get around your trackpad in one sweep. Okay, that's important. So I'm going to click and then I'm going to go around. Oh, this is no good. Yeah, well, look at that. And if you keep your finger on it, Look at that. That kind of works.
It's brilliant.
Oh, talk about snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. Now, what you might want to do is undo here. I'm going to undo on mine. Just because you might want a few different goes at it. And I'm going to have a few goes at it. So while I'm having a few goes of it, let's have a look at Jones, because he's a bit more of a master of this than
No, I'm not. I think that snap into the shape is really useful. So I'm going to go to eraser and keep it small. And here we go. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to try and do kind of a curved M, like a lowercase m this time. Last time I did it just a big square blocky M. So so I'm going to start about halfway down where this chain is, and I'm just going to try and do the first curve. So let's just give it a go. Let's go woo and pause. There we go. So that's going to give me that first curve of the M, like that. And then you can kind of decide, right, do I want it to be bigger? So I can kind of bring that up a bit, like this. And I think that is good. And then I'm going to do the same. Then I'm going to start from there, and I'm going to try and match it the other side. So I'm going to just curve it around, pause, keep my finger held down, bam. And it's, there we go.
Kablam.
That's kablam there. Brilliant. Okay. And now I'm going to try.
The verb to kablam. That has kablammed there.
And now I'm going to try.
It has kablammed there.
And now I'm going to try and kind of start. Maybe I'll start in the middle again, and I'm going to try and come round and match that. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to come down like that. There we go. Like this. And I'll do something similar the other side. Pause.
No, nice.
Like that. There we go. And now I'm like, okay, I'm happy with that kind of general M shape. So now I need to actually just bring up the size of my eraser. And I need to just kind of get rid of this bit that I don't want. Now, down near the bottom, though, I'm going to be a bit more artistic about it. Because we've got some different shaped erasers as well that you can play around with.
Yes.
So I'm happy with that, but I want to do something interesting down there at the bottom. So why not grab maybe something like the zigzag brush, like this. Okay, bring the size up, and then, you know, use that to go. Oh, too big. Bring the size down. And use that, there we go, to kind of nibble around. Let's try it again. Nibble around the bottom of my letters, like that. Maybe even the spacer as well. This is cool. Yeah. There we go. And it just maybe gives me that kind of, maybe a bit of a dissolve there as well. Yes, there we go. You see, just nibble away the bottom of your letters, or somewhere in your letters. It doesn't even need to be the bottom. It could just be, you could decide, all right, you know what, I'm going to do that with this dissolve, and I'm just going to do one tap up there on the top corner, something like that. And there's one little bit down here that I need to get rid of. Oh, no!
No.
Let's just bring the size of that down. There's one. There we go. Now, my final thing, because I'm pretty much done here. My final thing is I want the background to be transparent. I don't want this to be on a big white square. So I'm going to go to background color, and I'm going to choose no background. There we go. Okay.
Okay.
And there's my M done.
Nice. Okie dokie. So you're doing it in a transparent background, right? Good tip. Let me do that myself. Okay, so add stage. Right, so there's my D.
That looks lovely.
Yeah, it wasn't. I have to say, it wasn't simple. I didn't find it simple. Like one thing I had to do was when I was going around on my trackpad, I was having to swap fingers and swap fingers. Yeah, that was a bit tricky.
You could always do it too small, couldn't you? And then linger, and then afterwards, then you can make it bigger when it snaps to the shape.
Well, that's interesting. Let me have a quick go at that. Just because I think, yeah, it isn't easy, and I think if we did find a little cheat like that, so I could do like a small one like that.
Yeah, hold and then bring it down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a great tip.
Oh, thanks, Tom.
Tremendous. Yeah, that's a really good tip because I found the swapping the fingers thing really tricky, actually. And I was thinking, well, I hope the viewers don't find it so tricky. So there we go. So I can, do you know what? I'm going to start back here. And then I'll just do a small one and then hold. Okay. And now I can. Yeah, cool. Very cool. I like that tip a lot. That's great. So there's my D. And then I just need to go and erase some of the corners here. And then background color, let's switch it to no fill. And then we are done here. We are done.
Are you going to cut the inside out, or are you going to leave it as it is?
Oh,
you
yeah, cut the inside.
Just use. You could cut out with just the zigzag or something, couldn't you? That'd be cool.
Cut out just the zigzag.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
No.
Oh, yeah, so I probably do need to cut out the inside, which is going to need to be a lot smaller. So let's do one down here. Wait. Right, that's snapped. Great. And then I'll do the hard round again. And then maybe I'll go. There we go. There we go. That's much nicer.
Lovely.
There we go. Done that. And then in the middle, you can just get rid of all the rest of it. Oops, just went a little bit over the border there. If I bring the size, I'll probably make it a bit easier. There we go. There's my D.
That's very cool.
Okie dokie. Yeah, that's worked out quite nicely. That's a really good tip. So if you're finding that you struggle to do the curve all the way around, just do a very small one. Wait, and then scale it up. There we go. Right. So I think I don't need to download this or anything because I'll be able to bring it in through my stuff.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the tiny little A for Adobe in the top left. Nice. It's going to save this file for me automatically. Everything is always saving in Adobe Express. And then I can go to down on the recent. I see I've got my single monogram here. Then I've got my Summer Splash 2. So I'm going to click that one there. So it's going to open up the graphic that I did before.
Oh, lovely.
It's lovely. And then down, now what I can do, you see, I want to put my kind of artist stamp down in this little corner here. Easy way to do it is go to your stuff. And you will see now in your stuff that you have access. Access to those things. So I could 3-dot it and I could edit it if I want to, but I can just click it. And then it's going to come straight in. There we go. That was easy peasy. Didn't ask me if I wanted it to be an image this time, which I thought was strange. You know, it usually says, do you want to add it as a
Yes, I think
page
that,
or an image?
I think that's
drawing, maybe.
Yeah, because it's drawing. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So now what I want to do is just make sure that this is kind of in the kind of space that I want. So let me just zoom in a bit. Okay, we go over here. So I want to make sure that it is aligned kind of off both sides of the paper equally. That's cool. But also
that D has turned out really cool.
It has turned out cool.
Very cool. Yeah.
It's got a real Caribbean vibe.
Yeah.
And then but I also want to lift it off the page a little. So what I think I'm going to do is go to effects. And then I'll go down to shadow. Maybe I'll lift. If I want to lift it off the page, I'll give it a lift.
Hey,
yeah. And then
that's worked.
But also, but above lift, you can see you've got custom. If I go into the sliders here, I could change that color to white, maybe. Yeah. And then you can kind of play around with just exactly how much it comes off the page and the angle. But that's good. Around about 19 looks good to me. And then if I get rid of that and then just zoom out a bit, yeah, nice. Maybe it's a bit too big. I feel like it's a bit too big. So just make it a little bit smaller. And then click off. Yeah, that's nice. Nice, like subtle little artist D in the bottom right hand corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do DT if you wanted to as well. That would make it into a monogram, would it not, MJ?
Yes, it would. Now then. And that's exactly what we're going to do now. So that we
Yay!
Right, okay, so that's done. I'm going to tap on the express icon up there in the top left-hand corner. It's going to take us back to the home page. And down on the bottom of the screen, it'll show me my recent projects. There they are. And I just want to open up my Bike Days project.
That second one, when it likely to be the second one on your recents there.
Okay, and then bring in my little letter M. So I'm going to go to your stuff, and it'll be the first thing that comes up, first or second. Sometimes this file that you're on is the first one.
Yeah,
it's just loading up. Just let's just wait. Oh, there we go. It's going to be the second.
It is the second one. Yeah.
So I'm going to give that a tap. There we go. So have a think. Where does it stand off best? Is it which?
I think it's got to go the darkest corner. Your one, I think
so. I've just cropped it by mistake as well. So I'm going to go into crop and go into original. Right. So I'm going to this darkest corner here, or even you could go in the top left there. That works as well. Right. Now, if a shadow isn't working for you, you could use other techniques. Okay. So you could use a design asset to kind of frame it up a bit. So I've got some nice kind of oranges and reds there. So if I go to elements, design assets, and just searching here for something like orange, red. Okay, you don't need in the element. Yeah, when you're in design assets, you don't have to be specific. You just type in colors, and it'll just give you loads of different things. And I'm just looking for something quite abstract. So like that's quite cool,
Yeah, that's kind of nice.
That matches the vibe of your. I was just looking for this kind of anything that looked kind of vintagey. I don't want anything that's kind of clean lines. Maybe just a splash of paint would work, or maybe just like a piece of a sticker. But this thing that I've got here, I think this is going to work absolutely fine, actually. So there it is there. So I'm going to just prop this down. Over it. I like that kind of, the one bit of it is kind of fuzzy. So I'm going to point the fuzzy bit in towards the middle. And now I'm just going to bring that down in the layer stack. And it's going to pop it down. It's going to put it behind that overlay that I used earlier as well. So it's going to just kind of tie it in a bit. It's going to put that kind of cool film grain on it.
Yeah, then, it's like it's its very own light leak.
Yeah, I like that, Dom. Yeah. I agree. Yeah, and there we go. I think that, and that's just helped me to get the letter M to stand off a bit. So if you've got a busier background, then use a design asset to just kind of help you out a bit. And actually, I think now that I've done that, I could probably bring the opacity of that down like that. Yeah, keep it.
Yeah,
a bit more subtle.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. That's worked really nicely. Okie dokie. Let's get that one off. Let's get this one on. So I think nothing would be complete without an overlay. I've got to do an overlay on here. So let's go over to elements, go to design assets, and then there's an overlays section. So you could do overlays or you could do textures. I think I'm going to do overlays, I think. And ripples and splashes, specks and flecks, vintage. I think specks and flecks. I think I'm going to go for that. And this is just going to make it. Yeah, it's just going to make it feel like what an old school photograph. Yeah, this was my granddad back in the day. He was a real surfer dude, and that's cool. I like that. So I'm going to go this one. That's you getting a sense of how old I'm feeling these days. So let's put that there and put it over the top. Now you do want this to be over the top of everything. Pop it on there. Now, obviously, as it is, this is like pretty intense.
That is,
it is pretty intense. But you can put an effect on it like a golden hour or sun bath or something like that. But then, obviously, you might want to reduce the intensity of it. But then also of the whole thing, you might want to go to effects and then go to opacity. And you can just bring it all the way down and then just keep on bringing it up until you think you are. That's what I want it to be. Or you can do multiply, which makes it dark, or screen, which makes it kind of light. And then you can just bring it back until it's just ever so subtle.
Yeah.
You can barely even see it's there, but it's just enough. Or, you can bring it up to normal and just enough so it's just kind of a suggestion of it being there, but you can hardly tell. But the place where you will be able to see it better than anywhere is just on the corners here. You see on the edges, sorry. And that just gives it, and you can see the little specks and flecks over the top of the surface and that kind of thing. And that really just makes a difference, just makes it look like it's a genuine piece of authentic material.
Yeah.
And so that's your image with your initial in the corner there. We've put a little overlay on the top. We've done some light leaks. We've done some film burns. We've done all sorts of stuff. And then, so this is kind of two pieces of express work in one. And then, of course, if you want to download and print it, then file format, PDF, print, click download. And then also, if you want to share it with your teacher or people in your class or people in your school, Google Classroom, Microsoft Teams, or you can create a view-only link by clicking there and then clicking Create Link. Beautiful. Are we there, Jones?
Oh, sorry, I'm just having fun. Yeah.
Oh, let's see what you're doing.
No, I just enjoy. Yes, yeah. Just searching design on some paper. Loads of different paper textures here. So just again, I'm just bringing it in. But actually, you don't have to go into design assets either. You could just go into photos and search for paper. Oops. Yeah. Okay, so just and so something like this. Now, this just crumpled piece of paper.
Yeah,
absolutely perfect. Just bring that in, size
easier
it up,
in a way. Yeah,
and then opacity, and then just try multiply or screen. It's going to be multiply, yeah, and it just popped like these cool folded.
Yeah.
It just adds this texture to it, and when people look at it, they don't notice it, but it just adds and adds to the whole vibe of the piece.
Yeah, it's nice. What's
yeah.
Blimey.
And it's one of those things where the more you do, the better it is, Rather than have one overlay and it be too strong, you're better off adding like 5 overlays and making them all really, really light.
Yeah.
Like that's the lined
paper. It's the variation.
Can you see that on the screen? I don't know if you can.
Yeah. Yeah, you can, yeah.
Like lined paper.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, very cool. Well, there you have it. That, as they say, is that's an end of year wrap. How many live lessons did we do this year, Mr. Jones?
1 billion.
We definitely did over 100 though.
Billions and billions.
Thank you very much, everyone, for coming along.
Hey,
and
hang on.
Always go on.
Hang on. Look, now then, if you're posting anything on social media about the stuff you'll be getting up to at the end of the summer, then tag us in. We would love to see your summer designs and your monograms. We'd love to see those. So if you're posting anything on social media, please tag us in so that we can see what you've been getting up to. So at Dom Trainer, at Bernard J. And if you tag at Adobe for Edu, then the education team all over the world can see the amazing stuff we're doing here in the UK. Hey, and also, Dom and I were in some very high-powered meetings yesterday, and just want to let you know, we've got the live lessons planned out up till Christmas already.
Yeah, we have. We're going to be releasing that soon. We're going to be using a new booking system, so it's a bit easier for you to multi-select more than one at the same time. Because sometimes teachers come and they say, I want to do them all, and I don't have to do that form 10 times.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll have a multi-select thing, and you're
gonna have to send a postcard off in the post now. It's much easier.
Yes, or a pigeon. That will be fine. Okay, everyone. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful summer. Yeah, and we're very much looking forward to it. We'll be live from about the 20th of August, I think, is our first one. Maybe a little bit later than that, 23rd, something like that. But we'll be around last week of August and going right the way through to Christmas as usual. So have a lovely break for the summer. Thank you all, as usual, for being here and keeping us entertained when we don't really entertain each other. And yeah, enjoy the summer.